All right, good afternoon, Hyde-Addison first grade. It's Mr. Severs, and I'm back with a little more math for you guys today. Um, the thing is, today's math is going to be a little bit different. You guys aren't going to be solving regular addition and subtraction problems. We're not going to be using tape diagrams or quick tens or anything like that. We're actually going to be using something else. Let me show you. We're going to be using a bunch of different objects, all right? Because we're going to be learning all about different shapes, 2D shapes and 3D shapes. All right, so get ready to learn. If you want to have a piece of pencil or a pencil, a pencil and a piece of paper in front of you, you can. If you want to have a whiteboard in front of you, you can to draw out some of the shapes. You don't have to though. You can just follow along and try to learn something new. Because I have some shapes to show you. Now, before I begin. Some of this stuff may seem a little easy. You may be like, Mr. Severs, I know what a circle is. I know what a triangle is. I might even know some 3D shapes. I might know what a cylinder is. Or you might know what a cube is. That is okay, because I promise you, you'll probably learn something new that you may not have known or thought about before. And it's also good just to review, just to practice, okay? So without further ado, let's show you guys some shapes. The first thing I'm going to do, all right, is talk about the difference between 2D and 3D shapes, okay? 2D and 3D, all right? They're not always like an actual 2 and a D and a 3 and a D, but, you know, 2D and 3D shapes, all right? 2D shapes, guys, are your normal everyday shapes that you guys learned when you were 2 years old and 3 years old, okay? They're the shapes that are flat, that you can draw easily on a whiteboard just like this. They are a circle, a rectangle, a square, a triangle, all right? A rhombus, which is oh my gosh, I already messed up, which is two triangles, kind of stacked on top of each other. Sometimes there's not even that line in the middle, okay? And a hexagon, which I am not very good at drawing, but I am trying my best, all right? That looks sloppy, but we're going to do what we can, okay? Those are our normal 2D shapes, shapes that we can just draw, shapes that are flat, that are simple, that are just lines and corners and sides. Those are our 2D shapes, okay? Our 3D shapes are a little more complicated. They're also a little more fun, all right? And the three 3D shapes that I'm going to go over with you guys today, the first one's a cylinder, we have a sphere, and then we also have a cube, all right? A cylinder kind of looks like these LaCroix cans, soda cans, water cans, okay? Cylinders, soup cans, things like this. A sphere could look like a basketball for my Cleveland Cavaliers. Can't even hear. Cleveland Cavaliers, or like an orange, all right? And a cube could be like a box of tissue, something you guys see every day, maybe at home, but definitely at school, all right? First, let's go over some 2D shapes. All right. The first 2D shape we're going to go over is the circle. Why? Because that's probably one of the first shapes that you guys ever learned how to draw, ever learned what it was. Speaking of drawing, I'm not very good at drawing these shapes, so you guys are just going to have to be patient with me. Maybe you guys can do a little bit better job drawing your own shapes on your end, okay? This is a circle, guys. A circle is just a rounded line that connects all the way around. There are no straight sides to this circle. There are no angles or corners or pointed ends. It is just a perfect circle, and the line all comes together. If I drew it where I started here, went all the way around, and then maybe ended like this, you think that's a circle? It is not a circle. It is almost a circle, but it's not, because there's a hole in it. You can get into it. There's a hole in it, all right? And these lines do not come together, all right? That is not a circle. These lines have to meet perfectly right there, okay? What if I drew it It started up here, I went around, but then it went straight up like this and then connected there. Is that a circle? What do you guys think? Yeah, no, that's not a circle because there is a straight line in it, guys. That's a straight line. There are no straight lines in a circle, so that is not a circle. The circle has to come all the way around like this and come together, okay? So that's our first 2D shape. I should probably spell it out for you. That is the word circle. It is actually kind of a trick word too because it starts with a C, but that C makes the S sound, all right? It does have an R controlled vowel, that IR. That is the word circle, okay? All right, let's do another one. How about, I don't know, a rectangle? You guys have been using rectangles, hopefully in math with your tape diagrams, all right? That is a rectangle. Now, rectangles, there's some pretty cool things about them. First of all, they have 4 sides. This up here is a straight side, so that's 1. Down here is a side, 2. Here's a side, 3. And over here is a side, 4. There are 4 sides to this rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those sides are also straight, all right? If this line up here was wiggly like this, that would not be a rectangle. It kind of looked like a rectangle and it'd be close to being a rectangle, but it's not a rectangle because that line is not straight, all right? This line needs to be straight all the way across, okay? All right, again, just like a circle, it's also all closed in. Something from the outside can't get into this rectangle because it's all closed in. If there's a hole right there, all right, again, this would almost be a rectangle, but not quite because something would be able to get into it, all right? There needs to be a closed corner there, all right? And speaking of corner, this rectangle also has 4 corners, all right? Those corners are when 2 straight lines come together and form a point, all right? That's a corner, that's a corner, that's a corner, and that's a corner. Sometimes those corners are also called angles, all right? So one angle there, an angle there, and an angle there. Corner is the same thing. A corner there, corner, corner, corner. Okay? So a rectangle has 4 sides and 4 corners. All right? The last thing about a rectangle is that 2 of these sides are longer than the other sides. So side 1 and side 3 on the top and on the bottom are longer than this little side 2 and this little side 4. All right, and that's important because the next shape is going to be a square. Oops, that's smudged. And a square has a lot of similarities to a rectangle. It has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. It also has 4 corners or angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? But the difference is that all of these sides on the square are the same length. Okay? They're all the same length. None of them are a little bit longer than the others. Now, when I draw a square, when you guys draw a square at home, is it going to be perfect? No. You could measure this with a ruler or maybe those centimeter cubes or paper clips we did at school, and one side may be like a couple centimeters longer than the other. Okay, that's because I drew it. I'm not perfect. You guys know that. Neither are you. Okay, but it's close enough that all those sides are the same length, so that is a square. All right, and I never wrote the name, so here's square. Square has the QU, square. And rectangle, I'll write it up here too, just so you're able to see it. Okay, rectangle up there. All right. In fact, if you did one square and then put another square over here, okay, you would actually make a rectangle. Okay, you could even take out this middle part, and that's a rectangle. Cool. All right. The next 2D shape I have for you guys is a triangle. Now, a triangle is a shape that looks like this. It's one of the coolest shapes out there. A triangle has only 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. A triangle also has 3 corners. 1, 2, 3. Also angles. 1, 2, 3. Now triangles can look kind of weird. They can look different from each other. All right? I'm going to draw another shape on here, and I want you to think if you see a triangle or not. What if it looked like this? Okay, that's also a triangle. There are 3 straight sides, 3 lines, 3 straight sides, and 3 corners, or 3 angles. All right? What about something, I don't know, something even more funky? Like this. Okay, is that a triangle? Yeah, guys, that's also a triangle. There's a straight side here, straight side here, straight side here. So 3 sides, 3 corners, or 3 angles. All right, that's a triangle. Okay, now some of the same rules for circle, square, rectangle apply for triangle. If one of these sides was all wiggly and curved like this, okay, that's not a triangle. It kind of looks like one a little bit, but it's not a triangle because it's not a straight side. All right. Also, if there was an opening, so if we had straight sides, but it didn't totally close, okay, something from the outside could get in, that's also not a triangle. Okay, it needs to be all closed off to a corner there. All right. Very, very cool. And the word triangle is this. Okay. I want you to notice that the word try right there. And if you try really hard at something, that's normally T-R-Y. Okay. This is try T-R-I, and that means 3. All right. So if you ever thought about maybe before you rode a bicycle, maybe you rode a tricycle, or you still do, or some of your younger siblings ride a tricycle. A tricycle only has 3 wheels. All right. Same thing with triangle. 3 sides and 3 corners. Okay. All right. Those are our basic 2D shapes. I'm going to draw one more for you guys. Just a warning, it may not be that great, but I'm going to try to draw a hexagon. I think it's a hexagon. Okay. Hexagon. And this shape has 6 different sides. Okay. So let's see how I do. Not bad, Mr. Severs. Not bad. All right. This is a hexagon. You guys aren't going to see these very often, but sometimes you will. There are 6 different sides. Let's count them. 1. Okay. Here's another one. 2. Okay. 3. Down here. 4. Ooh, up here. 5. And then over here. 6. All right. That shape has 6 different sides. It also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different corners or angles. Okay. That is a hexagon. You guys are going to learn more about them later on, but I just wanted to show you what they were. All right? All right, guys. Now we're going to get into some of the fun ones and the more fun ones, and these are the 3D shapes. I really wish I was at school with you guys so we could all play with these and hold them and touch them, but we're just going to do the best we can, okay? The first 3D shape I'm going to show you guys is the cube. You saw it earlier. A cube, first of all, it kind of looks like a square, doesn't it? There's a square, but a cube is kind of like a square that comes to life. And it's like a square you can hold, and all of a sudden there's different sides to it, and it's a little bigger, and you can fit it in your hands. And it looks like this. A tissue box is an example of a cube. There's a lot of other things that are cubes, but this is one example of a cube. Now, we described 2D shapes as having a specific amount of sides and corners. All right. These 3D shapes also have corners. Okay, they're kind of the sharper, pointier parts where the 2 lines come together. All right, except we don't call the spaces between the corners sides. We call them faces. And I know that's a little weird because when you think faces, you think of somebody's face. All right. Well, just think of it like the shape's face, okay? We call these faces. So this is a face. Over here is a face. The top of it is a face. All of the flat parts in this cube are faces, okay? And this cube has 6 faces. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 on the top, and the bottom 6. Okay, so that cube has 6 faces. All right. Let's move over to cylinder. All right, a cylinder, kind of a weird shape. Let me just show you the examples, okay? The 2 examples of a cylinder I have are my LaCroix can for my water and a can of tomato, I think, tomato soup. Okay, these are cylinders. These are shapes that usually have a circle, not all the time, but a circle on the top and the bottom. Those are the faces, all right? And then the rest of them, okay, are rounded, all right? It's kind of like a circle started flat and then kind of grew up, all right? These are cylinders. The fun thing about them is a lot of cylinders can stand up straight like this, okay? And a lot of them can also roll because the sides are round. They're rounded, all right? Those are examples of cylinders. Pretty cool. The last one I wanted to show you was a sphere. Not to be confused with a spear. This is a sphere. Okay, it's a trick word. It's got that PH digraph in there. We don't see that one very often. It is a sphere. All right. This is it's similar in a cylinder as like a circle grew up, but it's like if a circle kind of grew up and became rounded all the way around, like an orange. All right. It's round all the way around. There's no sides. There's no faces. There's no corners. It's just round and smooth all the way around. Okay. It can roll around like a cylinder can, but on any part of this sphere, it can roll, all right, because it's rounded. The most obvious example of spheres I can think of anyway, and I like sports a lot, so maybe that's what I think of, are different balls. Okay, it could be a soccer ball, bowling ball, tennis ball, and right here, a basketball. Okay, basketballs are spheres. They're round all the way around. They roll on the ground. They're smooth. There's nothing sharp, nothing pointy. They're all rounded, okay? This is a sphere, okay? We're going to play just a quick game real quick where I'm going to either draw a shape or I'm going to hold a shape in my hands, and you guys are just going to yell through your computer what shape you think it is, okay? So the first one, triangle. Hopefully you guys said triangle. Quick, how many sides does a triangle have? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many corners? 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. Next one. This could be a little tricky since when we learned this earlier, it looked like this, but this time it looks like this. This is a rectangle. Good. 4 sides. 2 of the sides are longer than the others. 4 corners. Nice job, guys. That's a rectangle. Hopefully you had that one. All right. How about a 3D shape? How about this? Okay, this was a cylinder. Cylinder. All right. How about my tissue box? What was this? Okay. Hopefully you guys are saying cube. A cube. All right. What about this shape? Now, if you guys know anything about me, is that I love to try to trick you guys, and hopefully I tricked some of you here. It kind of looks like a circle. I originally wanted to draw a circle, but there's a hole in it. There's space right there, and those lines don't connect. This is not a circle. That is not a shape that we're going to learn, all right? A circle would be if this line came all the way here and connected, okay? Now, what if that circle came to life and you could hold it in your hands like a ball? Now we have a sphere. Okay, that is a sphere. All right, guys, we're going to end there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little weird trying to teach you what these different shapes are. There's a lot of them. Hopefully you guys already knew some of them. Just remember those 2D shapes are the ones that are flat, the ones that are kind of simple, easy. You just draw them on a piece of paper. Your squares, your rectangles, your triangles, your circles, your hexagons, and more, your rhombuses. And just remember that those 3D shapes or 3-dimensional shapes are those ones you can hold, you can feel in your hands, those spheres, those cylinders, those cubes, and more, but we're just going to learn those from now. try to look around you guys' house today. Try to find some cylinders, some cubes, some spheres. Try to look for some objects that are different shapes, and just start thinking about those at home. Okay, it can be a lot of fun. Maybe even do like a scavenger hunt at home or something like that with your brothers, your sisters, your parents, whoever. It could be a lot of fun. Okay, guys, hope you had fun. I'll talk to you guys later.